I know actually a couple of them, and it's good to see everyone. So Mrs. Basil said this is one of the best classes she's ever had, and I'm going to read you a book in just a moment. But my children went to Murray Elementary too, and they had Miss Basil, but she used to teach at Murray Middle School, and they love Miss Basil. And my second graders and middle schoolers have grown up and they've left Murray, and one's in the book I'm going to read you. I'm going to touch on Washington, D.C. for there's a small component. Mariel is my daughter, Miss Basil, as you know, and she's in Washington, D.C. and works there. And so we're really proud of her. And she's, like everyone's, had a very unique year working remotely. And our son, Nolan, who was at Murray Elementary and Murray Middle School, and when he was in the second grade, he had a really special person for his second grade teacher, and it was her first year of teaching second grade, and her name was Mrs. Whitaker, and she's now your principal. How many know Mrs. Whitaker? She is a wonderful principal. You all are so lucky to have her, and you're lucky to have Mrs. Basil as your teacher. And that your school system, your school is full of wonderful teachers. But I wanted to tell you about my kids our children. My wife is Karen, who went to your school, and they love the Murray Independent School. So I hope you all do as well, and I'm sure you do. And how many? So I'm at Murray State. So I have the honor of being president of Murray State University. And I've been at Murray State in some capacity for a long time, and I used to work in government. So the book I'm going to touch on is a little bit about government too. So how many have been on the campus of Murray State University? How many have been here with your parents or your friends, grandparents? Nearly everyone. Who wants to come to Murray State University in the future? Who wants to be a racer? Everyone, good. Because I love recruiting students, and I get to do that all over many states in the country. And so I'm recruiting you all today from Murray State University. I would have to think here for a second. Ms. Basil may help me what class you would be for Murray State, but it would be a few years from now. And I probably won't be here when you come because that's a few years from now. But anyway, this is a great place. It's a great university, and the best place in the world to live. So you're very, very fortunate. So I want to, before I read a book, if it's okay with Mrs. Basil, I want to show you something because I thought you all would enjoy it, and Karen said you would enjoy it. So Murray State, our mascot, we're the racers, right? We're the racers. So we're racehorses. We're thoroughbreds or racehorses. So this is Racer One, a picture of Racer One. Can you all see Racer One? That's the real Racer One. So Racer One was born on the farm here at Murray State University. He's a white, grayish horse. He's beautiful. So at football games, Racer One runs the track every time we score. So I wanted to show you Racer One because when you come to Murray State, you will be racers. So I know there's others coming in. So Mrs. Basil,
yes, you know what? Sometimes it does this little weird thing on my computer, and it's like this silly little hiccup. And then all of a sudden, you can see there's no admits, and then all of a sudden, there's a bunch of admits. And this sweet parent texted me and said, "We're waiting to be admitted." And I was like, okay. So I hit a different button, but this whole list of people trying to get in came in. Thank you all for being here.
And I'll stop a second and let everyone get in and make sure. And
yes.
I see Mrs. Whitaker too.
Yes,
so.
And Ms. Whitaker, he was just speaking about you being Nolan's first year.
Yes, my first year at Murray Elementary, it was wonderful and built a great relationship with the Jacksons. They're a wonderful family, and we're so excited to have Dr. Jackson leading Murray State right now. He's wonderful.
Well, and we hope Mrs. Whitaker's daughter is going to be a racer too. Mrs. Whitaker asked who all is coming to Murray State. and everyone raised their hands. So I have 100% of this class.
I love it. I love it.
so-
We're all racers, that's for sure.
We want Claire out here too, and so we look forward to having her on our campus as well.
We hope so. We're very excited about it. That is for sure.
You keep pushing and we will too. So
All right.
I showed them a picture of Racer One, and I talked to them a little bit about our children and how much we love Murray Elementary and Murray Middle School, and it's been an important part of my family's life. And so just remember, before I read to you, the education that you get, and it may not fully sink in the second grade, and I understand that. You're getting one of the best educations you can get anywhere, and you can go anywhere from Murray Independent Schools and Murray Elementary, Murray Middle School, to Murray State University and beyond. And I told you where my children are today and what they do, and I'm very proud of them, and they got their start right where you're getting yours. So I'm going to read a book to you called Hello America. And I hope you can see this. What's on the front of it? Anybody? Is it okay if I ask questions? Okay. So what's on the front of the book? Gracie?
Bald eagles.
A bald eagle. Very good. And a bald eagle is the symbol of this country, like Racer One, and that's why I showed you. Racer One's the symbol of Murray State University, but a bald eagle, or the eagle, is the symbol of this country, right? So this eagle is going to take us on a tour of America just for the next few minutes, and I'll show you some other cool pictures as we go through this. So Native Americans were here all along. Let's hear their stories and join them in song. A long time ago, pilgrims crossed the wild sea to start a new life where they could be free. So here's some pictures. You can see the Eagles are taking us on a tour of America. So I want to show you America for the next few minutes. Okay? Our country's a place where freedom rings true. Let's shout out 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. We'll have a big party and wave our flags high. It's America's birthday on the 4th of July. So every 4th of July is Independence Day, or we call it the 4th, or the 4th of July. It's a big holiday in America, as you know, and maybe you and your family will shoot fireworks and those type things. So this is the 4th of July, so it'll be coming in just a few months. Washington, D.C., it's fun to explore. It's our nation's capital. Let's take a tour. So this is Washington, D.C., one of my favorite cities in the country. There's all types of monuments there. So anyone know these monuments by any chance? I don't know if we covered these in the second grade. I just don't remember, but is
Well,
it?
I have to say, one of my students actually did their research project just recently. Oh, Adeline.
Adeline, can you tell me?
Unmute yourself.
What
There
is
you
the
go.
White House?
Very good. What else do you see?
Who's that gentleman there?
Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln. And we see the eagle again. What's in the middle?
Washington Monument.
That's excellent. And what's this building? It's the U.S. Capitol. So that's where laws are made. Adeline, excellent. And I bet you have an A. If you don't in Miss Basil's class, you should be getting all A's. That's excellent. So I love Washington, D.C. I was born just a few miles, literally just a handful of miles from where Abraham Lincoln was born. So I love going to Washington, D.C. for several reasons. One, I get to see my daughter, Mariel, who's there working. And I get to see all these nice monuments and museums. So Karen and I, my wife Karen, we love going to Washington, D.C. So a very important city in our country. So I'll continue. Load up your backpack, get ready to go. Adventuresome spirits helped America grow. So this is the Eagles taking us west. So This is the western frontier. Anybody been out west? Like to Colorado or California, Texas even? Okay, it's a great part of our country as well. Adeline, you've been? It's a great part of our country. We can be rangers and make it our duty to protect special places of wonder and beauty. So these are some of our national parks. So these are kind of hard to see maybe. Anybody know our national parks? I'll try to not move the book. You see, Mount Rushmore is one. America's landscape is varied and vast. One coast to the other will have such a blast. We'll climb up tall mountains and swim in the sea, hike through the desert and hug a big tree. So this is the very far west of the United States. So there's a great big ocean outside the far western part of the United States, the West Coast. It's called the Pacific Ocean, right? And on the other side of the country is the Atlantic, and I know everyone knows that. And these great big trees, there's a lot of trees out there that are a lot larger than the trees that you'll see in Murray and Callaway County. So let's hit a home run. 3 cheers for our team. In the great USA, you can follow your dream. America's journey will be up to you. You're part of its history and her story too. So here's a baseball game. And really what it's simply saying as I finish this book, Hello America, you can be whatever you'd like to be, from Murray Elementary or Murray Middle or Murray High School to Murray State and beyond. And keep dreaming, whether you want to be an astronaut or a nurse or a teacher or a doctor. And some of you may want to be the president of Murray State University, because when you get here, we're going to need one in a few years, because I won't be here when you come. But you may want to be able to do that too. Mrs. Basil, that's my book, Hello America. And
I love your book. That is fantastic. That is a new one for me. And I wanted to share with you, I found out that they are going to be the class of 2031 graduating. Wow.
That's hard to believe. 10 more years. That's hard to believe, but I promise you,
2031.
Students, I promise you, and I know Mrs. Whitaker will say this, and Mrs. Basil too, it will go by very quickly.
Yes.
Go by very quickly. And
I think you can handle another 10 years. I think
Sure.
after this, Mrs. Whitaker, after this year, I'm not sure.
Yes.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Yes, you are going to do great. I did see a couple of hands up. Adeline, did you have a question you wanted to ask, my darling? No. Okay. Jack, did you have a question?
If anyone has questions, I'll be happy to answer any and all of them.
Okay, get it. Wait, you're still muted, Jack. Sorry. There we go.
Does somebody know? Do you know somebody named Laura Castleberry?
You know what? I do.
Oh.
That's my mom.
You know what? I thought so, but there's some other Castleberries I know too, and I didn't want to guess wrong, but she works at Murray State University, and she's an important part of this place too. So you tell her hello. She helps us sometimes with technology. She's a technology expert.
Do you want to go see her right now?
Oh, you know, you could take him on a journey, that's for sure. But we'll let other people ask questions to Dr. Jackson when while we answer a couple other questions. Camden, do you have a question, sweet boy? Don't forget to unmute yourself.
I was going to ask, do you know Mater Radsdale?
I do. She works at
Grandmother.
Murray State too, and
That's
she's
right.
an important person here. So
Yes.
you all have some very close ties to Murray State.
You know, we feel like we are very bonded with Murray State as teachers and as students. We are very, very fortunate to have you all as a resource right there. And I feel like there's not a week that doesn't go by that we aren't in connection somehow with Murray State. Currently, we have student teachers that are on their last
Hello.
round with us and getting ready to leave. Ashton is one of our student cooperating teacher right now, and is getting ready to unfortunately go to another school, but we'll be okay.
We are very close, and we have been for a long time. And Murray Independent Schools is a little bit older than Murray State, so we're 99 years old. Next year is our 100th birthday. And we were founded by the Kentucky legislature in 1922. And our first classes as a university were in the Murray Middle School building.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. You knew that, Ms. Whitaker?
Yeah.
So superintendent of schools at that time allowed Murray State to use classrooms in a part of the Murray Middle School building, which was Murray High School at that time.
Okay, so friends, listen, I am so glad that you have been here, all of you. I'm so glad that you've had this experience. And President Jackson, I appreciate getting to see you again after all these years and say hello to your wife and your children for me. They have a very special place. Never forget them, you know, especially Nolan. You know, marriage, she was always something. And Nolan, you know, you can't ever forget them. For sure.
I think a whole lot of both you and Mrs. Whitaker. So thank you. Thank you for giving us a good education.
Well, thank you. And thank you for your time today.
And one more thing, Mrs. Basil and all the friends, and just so President Jackson knows, you know that all of our teachers here, President Jackson, except for one, have a Murray State degree. Isn't that something?
Wow, yeah, good for us.
You know, I didn't know that. I knew it was a heavy majority, but I did not know that. That is fantastic.
Yes. Some, it was just their graduate degree. You know, they went undergrad somewhere else and then received, but all of them except one. So I think that's pretty awesome. All lots of racers here.
That's fantastic. Lots of racers and students in 2031. We look for, or before, we look forward to seeing all of you. You may be taking dual credit courses, so you may be a student even before 2031. So hey, it's good to see everyone. Thank you.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you.
Hey, bye-bye.
Have a great day. Boys and girls, thank you all so much for being a part of this. And I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Okay. Checking out on Read Across America Week. Keep reading. Bye.
Bye, Miss Basil.
Love you.
Later.
Later.